Hello, everyone. This is Alton Jamison, a motivational speaker, empowerment expert, and I wanted to take a few moments today. Recently, this weekend, I had an opportunity to speak to a wonderful group of young leaders, part of the Police Athletic League, or POW, in Florida, Orlando, Florida. And I've been fortunate and blessed enough to be able to speak to this group every year for the past, I believe, 2 or 3 years. So this is, I believe, my third time. And I had an opportunity to talk to a wonderful group of young ladies. So young ladies at this workshop, and I wanted to share with them a workshop that I created specifically for young women at primarily that teenage age range, called Daddy's Little Girl. And many of you already know Daddy's Little Girl. And many of you already know, of course, I have a beautiful little girl myself. So it's definitely something that's near and dear to my heart. And this particular workshop, I talked a lot about things that young ladies need to know. Things that young ladies need to know from what I call the male's perspective. So today, I broke it down into 6 what I call rules, but I'm going to share with you rule 1 of what I shared with those young ladies. So the first one, rule 1, is what I call relationship commandments. And I'm going to give you, I'm reading off my laptop here, but I'm going to give you the 10 relationship commandments that I shared with these young ladies. Again, it's a phenomenal workshop. I encourage you, if you have young women in your church, in your school, etc., this workshop can fit a variety of different audiences for young females, but definitely I encourage you to bring me in so I can share the full workshop. But number 1, let's do what I call relationship commandments. So number 1 is thou shall not be stupid. Thou shall not be stupid. Maya Angelou has a saying or a quote that says, when a person shows you who they are, believe them. So in other words, how many times does Pookie or Ray Ray or May May or whatever you want to call him, how many times does he have to lie to you for you to believe what? He's a liar. How many times does he have to cheat on you for you to believe what? That he's a cheater. So number 1, thou shall not be stupid. Don't constantly find yourself in a relationship, and if you find me yelling or getting excited, it's because I'm passionate about this. But don't be stuck in a relationship where you're always looking dumb. You always stand with the same trifling guy, and you're like, oh, I know he's not like that. He didn't mean to do it. Yes, he did, because he's always doing it. So number 1 is thou shall not be stupid. And I'm giving you the abbreviated version because I really could take this stuff further along. That's why you really got to bring me in so I could share with your young women. Number 2, thou shall not be a free sample. Enough said. When I go to the mall, I see women who work at maybe Sbarro's, the pizza restaurant. And those women are, they're behind the counter serving you the pizza. And then you look across the way, and sometimes there's people at an Asian or a Chinese or Japanese restaurant, and they're always giving free samples. Try this, try the bourbon chicken, try this. And what I recognize that if I have enough free samples, I'll never have to buy the meal. So you should be more reserved like a Sbarro woman, the woman who's going to stay behind the counter, versus the woman maybe at the Asian restaurant who's giving you the free samples. Not talking about the different groups, but I'm making a point. The point is, don't always give your stuff away. Don't always constantly give your goodies up, your cookies up, whatever you want to call it, because you can't be a free sample. That's why God doesn't want to commit with you. Why should I commit to you? Why should I marry you? I got everything and more from you now with no commitment. You cannot remain a free sample if you expect to find a quality guy and if you expect to be a reputable young lady. Number 3, thou shall not become sidetracked. So what do I mean by sidetracked? How many of you have met a young woman when she started dating a guy, you didn't hear from her anymore? She got sidetracked. You couldn't catch up with her. Now she's in love with Pookie. And because ever since she met Pookie, now she got a man. You don't hear from her no more. You can't allow a man to sidetrack you from your goals, your emotions. How many times have I seen a young woman, a student, in all of these different organizations and societies, but then when she meet a man who's half or nothing, she foregoes all of that and just risk it. I remember reading an article, a woman, she was going to a very prestigious university, a student valedictorian of her high school, got caught up with a drug dealer. And don't act like you didn't know. You knew that May May didn't have a job, but he's sitting on 24s and always got money. What do you think May May doing? He's not working at McDonald's. Thou shalt not be sidetracked. Number 4, just in case you forgot, thou shalt not be stupid. I can't stress enough. Stop tripping. Don't stop all these guys. Wait a minute. You have a part of that because you keep dating these same trifling brothers over and over again. So you need to decide, wait a minute, am I tripping? Who's the independent variable? You. You're always dating the same type of guys, so you need to ask yourself, wait a minute, what do I need to do different? Number 5, thou shalt not quickly open your emotions box. Thou shalt not quickly open your emotions box. Let me explain this to you. In male-female relationship. In male-female relationship, we both start off on the same level, the social level. You know, guys see you at the mall. I'm talking, teenagers especially. He sees you at the mall. Little old, he sees you at the club, etc. And he tries to run game. And then you try to act like you're all reserved and passive. You think you're cute. Stop fronting. So you go through the whole social thing. Now, next, for a guy, guys goes from social to physical. Females go from social to emotional. Now, most guys, they stop at physical. Now, after physical for the guys is emotional, but the average guy is never going to get there. Now, females will go from social to emotional up to physical. Now, I got this illustration from Deron Cloud, so I got to give him credit for that. I didn't make this up. But in other words, guys get stuck at physical, but females go from social to emotional to physical. So you can give him your cookies, and he can sleep with you, and then when it don't work out, he can walk away because his emotions aren't involved. But your emotions are involved. So in other words, you can't quickly give your emotions to these guys, girls. These guys, guys know, I don't want to say we, but guys know how to play on your emotions. They know what to say. Yeah, I'm not like all these other guys out there, I'm different, trying to lick the lips like the LL Cool J. Getting their voice change. I'm different, girl, and I'm not like I ain't trying to be a player no more. I'm tired of that lifestyle. They'll run so much game on you to play on your emotions. So you have to say, wait a minute, I can't allow myself to get caught up in this guy this quick. Number 6, thou shalt not lower your standards. You're an A student on your way to Harvard. Why are you dating this dude? This dude, don't tell me you date him just because he's nice. This dude is not even on your level. And so what happens is that you have high standards in the way you dress, in your academics, but you got low standards when it comes to your man. What is wrong with you? Yes, what is wrong with you? Because if you're going to have high standards up here, it needs to be high all the way across the board. Stop lowering your standards for a guy who's not even fit to get a job tasting pies in a pie factory. You can write that down. Number 7, here's my favorite one. Thou shalt not act desperate. What do you say, Alton? Thou shalt not act desperate. Stop acting like you in Africa and you going on a famine and I just threw some rice out there and you ripping the bag open. Why are you acting desperate? I'm tired of being a bridesmaid. Everyone else has a boyfriend. Especially if you're in high school. High school is for finding your bridesmaid and not your husband. Thou shalt not be desperate. Number 8, thou shalt not get advice from the wrong people. Oh, I see it all the time. A group of single girls, one of the girls get a man, all of a sudden all her girls hating. Well, girl, if he was my man, See, the problem is, if you had good advice, you would have a man. Stop getting advice from people who can't relate, who are not in your situation, who are always going through drama. Get advice from people who are in a good relationship. Get advice from people who made it work. Not from your homegirl who always going through something with her boo. I'm not upset, I'm just passionate. Number 9. Thou shalt not look to fill a void. Thou shalt not look to fill a void. In other words, stop looking for a guy to complete you. Stop looking for a guy to meet your little checklist. I heard one girl say, I'm going to get married when I'm 25. My husband's going to make $200,000 a year. He's going to be 6'3". He's going to do this. You're tripping. Okay? Stop this whole, I got to find a guy who makes as much money as Kobe Bryant, bad example, but makes as much money as Kobe Bryant used to make, that looks like Boris Kudrow or Brad Pitt, that loves long walks on a beach, and writes poetry and speaks 5 languages and goes to church 7 nights a week. Stop finding this fictitious guy, fictitious. You know the word I'm trying to say, fictitious. There we go. Come on, Alton. Use that education. Fictitious. All right, we're going to leave that word alone. Stop trying to find this fake guy who's not going to meet your standards. You know, who's not going to meet some made up fantasy that you have in your mind. You're going to find a guy who's going to complete you, a guy that you're going to grow with. Because see, first of all, sweetheart, you're not perfect. I don't care if you got your degree, your car, your job, you're still not perfect. You probably can work on some things in your attitude. You might be a little selfish. You might have some things that you need to learn how to compromise in. So stop trying to approach it like, I'm perfect now. Now that I'm perfect, let me find my man. Stop tripping. Number 10, last but not least, thou shalt not be played. It's not worth it. You know, guys are like bus stops. If you miss one, another one will be coming along in a few minutes. Guys are a dime a dozen. There are great guys out there. I know a lot of great guys. I know a lot of great single guys. And so I think women, you have to realize that stop settling for or getting played and then justifying why you just got played. But instead, wait for a guy, wait for the proper guy, so you don't have to go through all this drama. Let me drop them to you again. Thou shalt not be stupid. Number 1. Number 2, thou shalt not be a free sample. Number 3, thou shalt not be sidetracked. Number 4, thou shalt not be stupid. Number 5, thou shalt not quickly open your emotions box. Number 6, thou shalt not lower your standards. Number 7, thou shalt not act desperate. Number 8, thou shalt not get advice from the wrong people. Number 9, thou shalt not look to fill a void. And number 10, thou shalt not be played. Again, this is Alton Jamison. This is just only a small part of my workshop. This is a condensed thing. It's Daddy's Little Girl. It's an awesome workshop. Love to share with you and your group, especially, church groups, schools, etc. Awesome workshop. Again, Alton Jamison. I hope you enjoyed it. Please comment. Please share this video. Share with all the young ladies that you possibly can find out there. As always, stay positive.